Hi folks, and thanks for joining me for this little post-surf yoga session. Nothing too long, but just perhaps a nice little way to stretch out some of the parts of the body that get used a lot in surfing. As always, please, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments, and remember to listen to your body and work at your own pace. Remember that your breath is the best gauge for the intensity of your practice, so always breathing smoothly through your nose. So with that said, let's get started. So we'll begin just with taking the arms up high. So it doesn't matter which leg's in front, just a normal cross-legged. And then we're going to take the right hand down and the left arm up and over. And I want you to see if you can stretch all the way down your left side. Pull your left elbow gently back. It's nice to help stretch out the lats after surfing, where they get used a lot from paddling, and also helping to stretch the shoulder. And just take one more smooth breath here. And after you breathe out, gently bring your body back up, reach up high to both hands. And then take the same on the other side. Bring your left hand down and take your right arm up and over. And again, just see if you can stretch out all the way from the side of the waist or the side of the hip right out to your fingertips. Take one more smooth breath here, trying to lift up through the right side ribs. And after you breathe out, gently sit back up, stretch the arms up high once more. Then interlacing your fingers, just press up through the palms as you breathe out. Taking one more breath in here. See if you can pull the elbows back and maybe raise the chin, stretching the throat. And then gently lower your arms down. Bring your feet hip width apart and just press forward into a little squat. So engaging Mulla Bandha, the pelvic floor here. And try to let your hips drop down towards the sit bones, and then bring your body forward between the knees. And let your head drop down so you're stretching all the way from the tailbone to the base of the skull. If you're comfortable there, just wrap your arms gently around and hold the heels from behind, or you can take them further back if that's really comfortable for you. You might like to roll your head side to side, just hanging out here for another breath or two. And after breathing out once more, just come out of your squat and make your way into child's pose. So tuck your toes under and give the soles of the feet a little stretch out. Reach out into your hands and try and press your chest towards your mat, keeping the hands shoulder width apart. Again, try to have a sense of moving the head and hands forward with the tailbone back. Take one more breath here. And after breathing out, make your way up into downward facing dog. So remember to keep your shoulders away from your ears and give your head a little roll side to side and let the head hang down. So remembering that the neck tends to work quite hard when we're surfing as we try to look forward whilst paddling or lying on the board. So just see if you can let some of that tension drop away from the back of the neck, letting it just hang down from the end of the spine. And just start to gently pedal out through your knees. If that feels good, you might like to also roll your hips. This also brings the stretch into the side of the body a little bit more. From down dog, we'll take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, just nice and simple. From there, move forward into plank as you breathe in. And smoothly lower all the way to the stomach and breathe out. Lift into half Cobra, so just on the elbows and reach out to the toes. And then press back into downward facing dog and breathe out. Remember, you can use your knees if that's a little challenging for you. Hang out in your down dog for a breath or two. And after breathing out once more, again, just make your way forward into plank and gently lower your body to the mat. Either stay in half Cobra or lift into full Cobra if that feels comfortable. So remembering here the belly stays soft. And then press smoothly back into downward facing dog and exhale. Hang out there for a breath or two. Again, these are all chances for you to just let the head drop down, relaxing the neck. After your next out breath, again, move forward into plank and take a breath in. And with control, lower all the way down and breathe out. And you can either lift to half or full cobra, or if you'd like, you can lift to upward facing dog. Make sure the shoulders are back. And then make your way back into downward facing dog and calmly breathe out. And take a couple of breaths here, again relaxing the neck, but also try to tilt the tailbone up a little bit. So you're stretching through the hamstrings without stressing the lower back. Take one more breath here. And after breathing out, reach the right leg up and back, stretch through to the toes. Keeping your right leg straight, turn out to the side, and then let the right leg drop down, again lengthening the right side of the body. Take one more breath in here, reaching out to the right toes. And on your next in-breath, level the hips, reach to the right foot, and gently lower it down and breathe out. Then again, raise the left leg high, so starting with hips level as you breathe in. Then as you breathe out, turn the body to the side and let your legs start to drop down so you feel the stretch in the side of the waist. Keep pressing into the left hand as you reach to the left foot for the last breath here. And after exhaling, reach the left leg high and gently bring it back into downward facing dog. Then raise the right leg once more as you breathe in. And step the right foot behind the right hand. Just spin your left heel down and stand up in warrior one for a breath. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and see if you can take the hands gently down behind the back. Then again, raise the arms. You can look up if it feels okay. Otherwise, just stay looking forward. Might be nicer if your neck's a bit sore. And take your hands to the mat and gently step back into downward facing dog. Pause there for a breath or two, just resetting the body. Then reach your left leg up and back, stretch out to the toes, a nice straight line. Step your left foot behind the left hand and spin the right heel down as you breathe out. Stand up in warrior one, so try to have the hips facing forward. And then again, bend your elbows and take the hands down behind the back. Again, raise the arms, lengthening from the back foot into the hands, looking forward or up, your choice. And then hands to the mat. And step gently back into downward facing dog. Hold there for a breath. Let the head just gently hang down. Then reach the right leg high, stretch up to your toes as you breathe in. Step your right foot forward into a long lunge, spin the back heel down, and come to Asana, side angle posture. So try to lift up through your left ribs. And you can either stay lightly on the right elbow, or if you'd like, you can take the right hand down towards the floor. And try and pull your left arm back a little bit. So again, we're lengthening through the side of the body. And after your next out breath, if you'd like to do so, bring your right shoulder to the inner knee, left arm behind the back, and see if you can bind the arms, trying to turn the body a little further to the side. Just take one more breath here. Try to keep the body in line with the feet. And after breathing out, bring your hands gently down, spin the back foot to face forward, and gently lower down onto your left knee. Take the body upright, reach through to the hands as you breathe in. Then simple option, just place your hands on your right knee, but if you can, pull the left foot up and in towards the hip. And pull your shoulders gently back. Try to gently squeeze your left knee forward, taking one more smooth breath here. And after you breathe out, release the left foot, hands to the mat, and step lightly back into downward facing dog. And again, just rest there for a breath or two. Let the back of the neck soften further, shoulders move wide. Now reach your left leg high as you breathe in. And same on the second side, step your left foot forward into a long lunge, spin the back heel down, and come up to Asana, side angle posture on side two. So again, we want to try and keep space around the neck, the shoulders are pulled in and back. Lift up through the right side ribs. If you want to look up, try and look back under the armpit so you're not hanging the head, but looking down or to the side is fine. And if you did first side, now left hand comes down to the floor. I'm choosing to do inside of the foot today, but you can do outside if it feels better for you. Either stay there or for the last couple of breaths, bring the right hand down behind your back, left shoulder to left knee, and you're trying to hold right wrist with left hand. Keep gently turning the body. And just take one more smooth breath here. After breathing out, release your hands, spin the back foot, and gently lower down onto your right knee. Bring the body up, stretch up to the fingertips. And then again, simple option, just hands on the left knee, pulling your ribs back. But if you can, bring the right foot up and in towards the hips or back. If you're holding the foot, try to pull your shoulders down and back. And lengthen all the way from the right knee to the throat, whichever option you've taken. Just one more calm breath here. And after you breathe out, gently release your foot, take your hands to the mat, and step lightly back into downward facing dog. You might like to just rest there, but if you'd like, we can take another little vinyasa, moving forward into plank, and then smoothly lowering down. And a little lift again into half or full cobra or up dog, your choice. And then press smoothly back and breathe out in downward facing dog. Take one more breath here. And see if you can relax the shoulders and the face as you lift the hips high. Then raise the right leg, stretching up into the toes. And bring your right foot forward into a long lunge. And then turn your body to the left, so your feet are about 1.5 meters apart and comfortably wide. You might like to just give your hips a little rock from side to side. Just whatever, or going as far as feels comfortable for you. And make your way gently back to a symmetrical position. And then if it feels okay, start to bring your body forward, taking the head towards your mat. And if you're comfortable there with your head on the mat, you might like to take the hands, interlace them behind you, always remembering to alternate hands, and see if you can start to bring the arms down a little closer to the mat. Just stretching the front of the shoulders now, but be gentle. Try to keep your chin to your throat, so you're also, again, relaxing the back of the neck. Take one more calm breath here. And again, after you breathe out, just release your hands. Take them back to the mat underneath your shoulders. Try and look forward, lifting the tailbone and the collarbones. And then reverse the shape of your spine as you breathe out. And then with your right hand under your face, taking a nice low back twist, take the left hand to the back of your hip and twist and see if you can look up over the left shoulder, keeping your head centered over the hand. Take one more smooth breath here. And then swap and do the same on the other side. So left hand under the face, right hand to the hip, and twist and look up over the right shoulder. So trying not to side bend or arch the back, just twisting. Exhale once more here. And then gently release the right hand down. Again, just lift your collarbones. Bring the chin into the throat. And then lightly hop your feet together. Sit all the way back. And stretch your legs out in front. Once you've got the legs stretched out, just bend your right leg out to the side. Reach your arms up high, lengthen into the fingers, coming into Janu Sirsasana for those who know it. Take your hands just gently next to your left calf. Rock the hips side to side a couple of times. And if your back is already feeling a stretch, just stay there. Remember, we want to try and keep the back relatively straight as we move forward, or at least lower back. If you're comfortable, take the right hand to the left heel, or maybe the ankle, and start to lay your rib cage over the left thigh. And try to be relatively relaxed here, especially making sure that you're not tensing the shoulders. Remember to breathe smoothly through your nose. Just take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And after breathing out, gently sit back up. Stretch your arms up high as you breathe in. And then gently bring your arms down. Pick up your right foot, take it to the outside of your left knee, and we'll just take a nice simple variation of Ardha Matsyendrasana 1. So bring your left arm around the front of the knee and twist and look over your right shoulder. Try to keep your spine upright and straight. And if you can, pull a leg a little further across the body and maybe take your arm outside, or let's say over the leg. Take a last breath or two here. Trying to deepen the twist as you breathe out. And then gently unravel. Stretch the right leg out in front. We'll take Pogo Asana. So with your shoulders pulled back, lift your collarbones up and just see if you can feel a stretch across the front of the shoulders. And keeping your hands back quite a long way, elbows bent. See if you can lift the hips up. You can do this with bent knees if necessary. Best for the neck to just stay looking forward, especially as this is a post-surf yoga session. And take 1 more breath here, lifting the hips and chest, and then gently lower your body down. Then with the right leg stretched out, bend your left leg out to the side. Little reminder, if you've got sensitive knees, you can put your left foot around the right knee, or whichever one's the sore knee. So opening the angle at the back of the knee should feel more comfortable. You can stretch up into the hands, just lengthening through the spine, and then as you fold forward again, just start with your hands next to your calf. Rock side to side just to free up the sit bones a little bit. And try to have your chest facing your right big toe, keeping the toes pointing up. Staying there is fine, but if you're comfortable, maybe bring the left hand to the ankle or the heel. And only if you can do so with the lower back relatively straight, you can start to lay your ribs onto the right thigh and forehead towards the shin. The two sides might feel a little bit different, that's okay. Just give yourself a last breath or two here. And after breathing out once more, just gently sit all the way back up, reach your arms up high. And bring your arms down, take your left foot outside your right knee. And twist to your left, starting with your right arm wrapped around the front of the shin. And then if you're comfortable, take the arm up and over. That's not essential. Remember, if your left sit bone lifts up here, if the sit bones don't remain evenly weighted, just go back to a simpler variation. As you twist, try to lift up through the crown of the head, but anchor down through the hips. Take 1 more breath here. And after you exhale, again, unravel the body. Stretch the left leg out in front. And once more, we'll take Pavasana, that lift, or just turn sideways so you can see it perhaps a little differently. So hands are back underneath the shoulders. Remember, you can do this on fists if you have sore wrists. And we're trying to lift the collarbones, feel the stretch across the upper chest, and then lift the hips and the chest high. And just stay looking forward, making sure the elbows are unlocked. Press your shoulders towards the hips. And just take 1 more breath here. And after you exhale, lower your hips back down. And hug your knees into the chest. Pull your shoulders down, try and rock back and balance, and just close your eyes for a few breaths. And after your next calm exhalation, just bring your feet back to the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together. If you've got sensitive knees, take them forward about 1/2 metre into Tadasana. If it's okay for you, bring the heels and hips together, or as close as you can. Then maybe just lift the hips up for a moment, tilt the tailbone back, and with your hands behind you and the shoulders back, just give your knees a little bit of a butterfly to the sides. And once you've done that, take hold of your feet or your ankles if you're in Tadasana. Try and pull your shoulders down and back. And to begin with, pull the rib cage forward between the upper arms. Keep the shoulders moving down and back. And we're not going to fold forward, but what we are going to do is just start to slowly circle the head. Using that simple movement just to help release tension from the neck, the shoulders and upper back. So nice and slow, smooth and even. Come back to the center, pause for a moment, and then just go back the other way. Don't worry if you're getting little noises from your neck. As long as you feel comfortable, as long as there's no discomfort. Just keep going with that circling, maybe another round. And then come back to the center. Pull the shoulders down and back, take one more breath in here. Hold the breath for a moment. Press the knees wide. And then gently breathe out all the way. And pick up your knees once more. Hug them in towards the body. Keeping the feet on the mat, just squeeze your knees outwards for a moment. And then squeeze them inwards for a moment. And once you've done that, just come to lying down on your stomach. So rest your head on your hands, reach out through the big toes and just give your hips a gentle rock from side to side. And from there, when you're ready, I want you to lift your chest and hands and then bring your elbows under the shoulders, coming into half cobra. So pull your shoulders back, pull the chest forward and stay looking down between your hands. So again, we're not squashing or stressing the back of the neck. Keep reaching out to the toes. And only if your back feels really comfortable here, you can lift the hips a little, the elbows up and lift the body a little higher into full Bhujangasana. Make sure that the hands are sort of pulling back towards you here, like you're trying to drag the body forward. Take one more breath, maybe lifting a little higher. Keep reaching out through the feet. And then gently lower all the way down. Turn your head to the least comfortable side. If you're not sure, just do both sides and see which one that is. And then maybe give your hips a little rock side to side. And then just taking a little thigh stretch. Bring your left forearm across the front of the body, reach out to the left toes and see if you can pull the right heel in towards the buttock once more. If you know the stronger shoulder variation here, which is quite strong, you can take that, fingers and toes turned in the same direction. But for today, I'll just stay here. Make sure that the right knee isn't going out to the side, so the knees or thighs are roughly parallel. And after breathing out once more, just gently release and swap to the other side. So the right arm should still feel like it's gently pulling back, like you're trying to pull the chest forward, but the left foot in towards the buttock. And you can start to bring perhaps left shoulder a little forward if that feels okay. Just give yourself one more breath here. And after breathing out, gently lower your body down. And again, turn your head to the least comfortable side. Give your hips a gentle rock side to side. And a last little shoulder stretch for those who want to go a little bit further. Take your hands to turn out, so the little finger side of the hand is against the floor or against your mat. Reach back and hold your inner ankles. And keeping the knees relatively close to each other, keep your thighs on the mat and just press your feet back to lift the chest. And let the body, the head, hang forward as the feet help to pull the arms back. So staying with the thighs on the mat the whole time. Let the head drop and roll it side to side. One more breath. And then lower your body all the way down. And again, just rest head on the hands. Rock the hips gently side to side. After breathing out once more there, just take a forearm plank for 1 or 2 breaths. So either with the knees up or knees down, your choice. And then lower down and roll over onto your back. And once you're lying down on your back, just take your arms comfortably out to the sides. Let your knees just rock side to side a couple of times. And then bring your knees up over the hips. And start to make little circles with your knees, trying to feel the sacrum, the back of the hips, making circles on your mat. And just change direction now and circle the other way. Good little exercise for strengthening the abdominal muscles and the lower back. And go back the other way if you'd like, making the circles a little bit bigger if that feels comfortable. But nice and smooth. And go back to the second direction again. And once you've done about the same both sides, just gently pull your knees in towards the body and rock gently across your kidneys. Then stretch your right leg out along your mat and either stay with the left knee hugged in, or if you're comfortable, just see if you can straighten the left leg. Maybe it doesn't go completely straight, but just take a little stretch for the back of the left leg. Keep the right calf and the body on the mat. And just take one more breath here. And after exhaling, just swap the legs the other way. So start with the right knee pulled into the body. It's fine to stay there if you did first side, but otherwise start to work towards a straight right leg. Keep the breath nice and calm, the body relaxed, just holding here for 1 or 2 more breaths. And then release your leg. Stretch it out. Stretch your arms over your head, reaching through to the fingers. And then take your arms down by your sides, again with the palms facing up. Give the body a little shuffle so it feels comfortable. And try to feel the shoulders dropping back towards the mat. Then gently close your eyes. And focus into the center of your chest, the heart space. We'll just take a few rounds of Ujjayi Pranayama, nice, slow, rhythmic breathing. Start by exhaling all the way and beginning with an 8-second rhythm. Calmly but deeply breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just take a few more rounds at your own pace. If you know you have a lot longer breath cycle, you can stretch it out to 10 or 12. But remember, in these pranayama rhythms, we're trying to keep the breath very even and steady. So over time, the rhythm will increase its comfortable length, but make sure you are maintaining that sense of comfort. Try to feel the breath moving outwards in all directions from the center of the chest as you breathe in. And as you exhale, just let the breath return back to the heart space. And if you notice your mind drifting off, don't get frustrated, but just bring it back to your breathing. Without rushing, just finish the cycle you're on, completing it in your own time with an exhalation. And once you've finished, just allow your breathing to find its own rhythm. Try to keep your body still. And allow your breath to come to rest at the abdominal center, but maintain your focus in the center of the chest, heart space. For the last couple of minutes, see if you can just watch your breath without trying to change it in any way. Be aware of its movement, but also the little gaps that occur spontaneously between breaths. Just let your body, breath and mind move towards stillness. Just slowly start to deepen your breath again. Gently reconnecting with that movement within the body. And from there start to just gently move your fingers and toes, reawakening the body. When you're ready, take your arms to stretch out past your head. Lengthen through both sides of the body. And then bending your knees. Just roll over onto your side and rest with your head on the outstretched arm for a few breaths. And when you're ready, just gently come back to sit. So you can be sitting cross-legged or kneeling, whatever feels better for you. Just take a few moments to be aware of how you are after the practice. As you breathe in, raise your arms once more, stretching up high into your hands. And as you exhale, gently bring the hands down through the center line of the body and take a last little forward stretch. And then sit back up. Namaste. Thanks for sharing the practice with me, and I hope it helps you next time you get out of the water. See you next time.